stages. So what is responsible for evolution? DNA replication, severe changes in the DNA replication, or genetic drift. What is genetic drift? Accumulation of small changes over a period of time. So all these things are responsible for evolution to happen. So this evolution doesn't happen suddenly, it happens stages by stages. So the evolution of complex organs and complex organisms always happens in stages. It is not sudden. Over a period of few years, evolution happens. So for example, let's see eyes. Eyes are the organs which were first time appeared in planaria organism. Planaria is a flatworm. It has two eye-like structures with which it can only recognize the light. Other than light, it cannot differentiate between two different objects. So the first eye-like structures developed in planaria. Then came insects. Insects had compound eyes, right? Then after that came insects had compound eyes with many optical surfaces. Then higher animals, they developed eyes with many optical surfaces, right? But in these animals, the eyes were very much simpler with single optic lens was there. In insects, the eyes were very much complex. Different compound optical surfaces were there in the eyes of insects. Whereas in higher animals, the eyes had only single lens. So as the evolution was happening stage by stage, the organisms were getting much and much simpler. Then human eyes. Human eyes can detect colors as well as depth perception can be happen. Human eyes can detect colors and also depth perception, whereas this feature is absent in planaria, insects and higher animals. They cannot do the depth perception and they cannot detect and differentiate between the colors. So finally the eyes were most developed in the human beings, where they could see, differentiate between the colors, and depth perception was also there. So let's see how legs were evolved stages by stages. First in insects have compound legs, right? They use these compound legs to crawl or walk. Then apes means monkeys for example, they use only their hind limbs, that is front part, to climb or walk. Then came human legs, which are used for bipedal walking. The most complex legs were present in insects. Then they became simpler. So 4 limbs are there, right? 2 hands and 2 legs. All those 4 limbs were used by insects. Then the first 2 limbs were used by apes to crawl. We see monkeys, no, they use their upper 2 hands to crawl over the trees. And then came human beings, where the evolution of legs happened. That means the human beings could use both of their legs for bipedal walking. Same way, human eyes could do the depth perception and color differentiation. So like this, stage by stage from different organisms, the evolution happened. Now let's see how is evolution related to progress. So evolution is definitely not related to progress. It is not that because evolution is happening, that gradually the species or that organism, just because evolution is happening, it doesn't mean that the species of that organism is progressing as well. It is not like that. Because today some new species have evolved, that doesn't mean the old species is waste or it is of no longer use. It is nothing like that. So evolution is nothing but the generation and shaping of the diversity. Diversity means the variety of life forms. So generations and shaping of the variety of life forms is only evolution. So these complex designs have evolved over the time. New species were developed. But because new species were developed, it is not that the old species are of no longer use. So it is not like that. Even in evolution, the animals have some features which hamper their routine activity. Because of evolution, many organisms develop new features, right? But that features are sometimes of no use and they hamper or stop their routine activity. For example, antelope. Antelope is like deer, right? And it has horns on its head. So when suppose tiger is hunting this antelope and it is running for its life, because of those long horns on its head, these horns may get stuck in any bushes or trees, and then the antelope will stop there and will get caught by the tiger. So those horns on the head of the antelope are hampering its activity, that is running. Then comes peacock. Peacock has very bright feathers, right? So because of these bright feathers, the prey, the predators can easily identify the peacock and easily catch it for food purpose. Same way, peacock can be easily caught by wild animals also. Because of its bright colored feathers, it can be easily seen, right? So that is how evolution is not related to progress. Because the antelope had developed horns, because the peacock has multiple feathers, different colors, they are not of much use to them. Next, let's talk about human evolution. So, chimpanzees and humans have evolved from a common ancestor, but we do not know how exactly that ancestor used to look. But still we believe that chimpanzee and human beings have evolved from a common ancestor. So humans belong to the species Homo sapiens. So Homo sapiens are the only known human species. So Homo is the only known human species. So other than Homo sapiens, earlier there were Homo neanderthals which were in Africa, but later they also got extinct, and the only living existing species now in human beings is only Homo sapiens. And this human being has always evolved, its ancestor is always from Africa. So all the human beings have evolved from Africa. Earlier people used to differentiate human beings on the basis of human races and skin color. So some were yellow, some were brown colored, some were white colored, some were black colored people, right? So depending on that races, earlier days humans were differentiated. But all human beings are only single species, that is Homo sapiens. So all the human beings have evolved from Africa only. From Africa they migrated to the north side, that is America. In between came Mediterranean Sea. So they settled near the Mediterranean Sea. But when the ice age finished, and the water of the when the ice age finished in the Mediterranean Sea, the ice melted and the water level has risen, and then they started again migrating. One branch traveled to one place, one branch to another place, and one more branch moved to Asia, Australia, Europe, like this, Indian Peninsula. So like this, from Africa only human beings have evolved, but they have migrated to other continents, to North America, to the Europe, to the Asia, to the Indian Peninsula, around the Mediterranean Sea, like that. They have travelled not only for the purpose of travelling, but to explore many places and settle over there. Like that, human beings who have all evolved from the Africa moved and spread to the other continents of the world. That is about the human evolution. And here I end the chapter, Heredity and Evolution.